everyone, and welcome to episode 24 of the Best Day Ever podcast. This is a podcast about our crafting journey and is also where we celebrate with you all the reasons why crafting every day makes for the best day ever. My name is Trisha, and I can be found on Instagram and Ravelry as Tie Dye Diva.
And my name is Arthella, and I can be found on Instagram and Ravelry as Eris Knits.
Yes, so we want to welcome all of you for another episode as we discuss all of the making we've been doing for the past few weeks. And extra special welcome to any new viewers that we have. Thank you for coming to check us out. And if you were sent here by way of another viewer or another podcaster, make sure you let us know so that we can thank them. So I guess we should start out with a little bit of administrative before we get into the making.
Yes.
So of course the first thing is the Felix knit along. It is going strong and steady, and you guys are amazing. How many finished sweaters do we have?
You are rocking the Felix. Okay, so we have 17 days left, which is plenty of time. However, at this point we have 17 finished Felix pullovers and cardigans.
Yes, that's awesome. So
yes,
keep those finished objects coming. Keep your comments coming. I really love the community that we're building over in the Ravelry group. You guys are so helpful with helping one another out, and that's what this was all about.
Yeah.
So thank you for making this such a success. This evening, and today is February. It's Friday, February 14th. This evening I'm going to open up a new thread for finished objects only. So even if you've already posted the picture of your sweater in the main chat group, make sure you post your picture in the no chat group, because we're going to be drawing prizes from both groups. Let's see here. I think that's it for the Felix knit along. Oh, prizes. If you want to know what the prizes are, they're all listed at the header of the chatter group. Yep. So, and there's some good ones. I just uploaded the latest ones you told me about.
Good.
There's a sweater quantity. Somebody's going to win a sweater quantity of Lopi
in your color.
Oh wow, they get to choose the color.
They get to choose the color.
Nice. We're not eligible, are we?
No. But you are.
Yes, you are. So that's exciting. That's really exciting. And I think, is Amy donating that?
Yes.
Yeah.
She is.
Awesome. So thank you,
the designer.
We also, there's 29 Bridges, I believe you said, offered a prize. So lots of wonderful prizes. So take a peek at that in the Ravelry group.
Yep.
Last episode we talked about our 1,500 subscriber giveaway, and we just asked you to make a comment. In the comment section there were 156 comments, and the random number generator chose comment number 3, which belonged to Stephanie Jenkins Fort. So I'm going to put the name right down here. Stephanie Jenkins Fort. I hope you saw those. Of course you saw the last episode. So you got a lot of goodies heading your way. So make sure you reach out to us on Ravelry or either on Instagram with your address, and I'll be sure to get your prize right out to you. So
congratulations.
And thank you all for all of your wonderful comments on the Vogue Knitting Live recap. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun reading all the comments.
Yes. And so we're giving away a 1,500 subscriber prize, but we've also reached another milestone.
We reached another milestone.
We're over 2,000 subscribers.
Yay!
That is, thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you for being here. We're thrilled that you enjoy watching as much as we enjoy recording. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we want to give a shout out to several other podcasters who have mentioned the podcast. Some of you have told us that you come by way of some podcasts. So first of all, Lala, who is Lala Knits. She is one of the co-hosts of the Knit Girls podcast. So Lala, I'm glad you enjoyed the podcast, and thank you for mentioning it on your podcast. You know, Leslie and Lala, they're like the podcasting trailblazers.
Oh, they are. And I've known them for a long time.
Yeah,
I've known them for a long time. I've been following them. Probably my first podcast I've ever watched was one of their episodes. And I'm excited that I'll be attending their super summer knit together or knit away.
Yeah,
it's a retreat in Nashville in July. They select the participants by lottery, and a couple of times years back I was chosen to attend, but I wanted the gang to all be there with me, so I didn't go. But this time I'm going to go out alone and meet other makers.
That's going to be so nice.
Yes.
I want to take
I'm
lots of
excited
pictures.
about that.
Yeah, I'm going to send a shopping list for you.
A list, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. So thank you, Lala. Thank you so much.
They have a wonderful podcast, very informative. If you're watching us, more than likely,
definitely
you've watched them.
Yeah.
For sure. But if not, check them out.
Definitely. And then, of course, there's Miriam and Christine of the Chelsea Pearls.
Yes.
A hoot of a podcast.
Yes.
Very entertaining. Love them. So thank you both for mentioning the podcast.
Yeah.
Then there's Ellie from Craft House Magic, which was a new to me podcast. So Ellie, I'm so happy that you enjoy watching it, and I watched your podcast and I absolutely love it because she's a maker. She's knitting, she's sewing, and she also just recently uploaded a really informative video on grading patterns to be a larger size. So I'm gonna put my mind to that because that's a topic I've been really interested in. And then last but not least, Tracy and Jody of the Grocery Girls, thank you so much for your mention of the podcast. Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. There are lots of comments, always lots of comments, not only on the most recent podcast, but even on some previous podcasts. Please keep them coming. We appreciate all the feedback, good as well as the constructive criticism, and we try to take those comments into consideration and do what we can to make this experience as the best it can be. So please keep those comments coming. I think that's it for admin.
Is it?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
in today's episode, we have the usual. We've got some finished objects. We've got some works in progress. And we also got a little bit of sewing. Each of us have a finished object in sewing. And we have some acquisitions as usual. Some acquisitions. And maybe if we have time, we'll talk a little bit about planning, what we're doing.
Yeah, we're
In our
planning.
planners. So we do have one more thing we want to talk about.
Yes.
We had the privilege of attending the inaugural DC Frocktails, which was basically an evening get-together of sewists, not just in the DC area, but really from all across the country. I think the farthest person I met had come all the way from Texas.
Yeah.
And so it was a place to wear your frock, to wear your handmade item, and to meet other makers, and to have a couple of cocktails and a couple of hors d'oeuvres and dance. Wasn't expecting to dance.
Oh my gosh. It was off the chain.
It was so much fun.
Like Trish said, it was the first event for DC, and it included DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And it was held or Three Little Birds, Katie and Naomi of the Three Little Birds Sewing Company, and D&H Fabrics. Her name escapes me, but there were three of them that organized and put the whole thing together. And then there were other makers in our community that, helped them along the way as well. I posted on Instagram a little video of the goodie bag.
Yes.
And that little notions pouch?
That was amazing.
Jamila made those.
Really?
Stitch by Style, the young lady that just opened up a studio in Capitol Heights.
Yes.
She made those.
Those were nice.
Yeah, those
I
were
should have
nice.
bought the goodie bag with me.
That goodie bag by itself was
was
worth it.
Yeah, there
And
were
then,
patterns. There were. Did you get thread in yours?
I got a green thread,
yes,
like it was picked for
a
me.
beautiful spool of green thread. A couple of other. That seam ripper was fancy.
The seam ripper. What else? There was. Oh, the we got a tape measure from all the way from the West Coast. Fancy Tiger.
Yeah,
and a coupon code.
So many coupon codes. Yes.
DC Frocktails.
So this was presented to us as soon as we got there, and some people actually use this for their cocktail.
Yes, yeah. I did. I used mine.
Yeah, I didn't want to mess mine up. So
mess it up.
So it was amazing, and I must admit I was a bit apprehensive because I didn't know what to expect. So
it was just like.
But from the time we walked in, it was, and then I got to meet people who I had only just been following on Instagram. To get to meet them in person, everyone was so nice, so humble. Nobody had an ego. It was awesome.
It was really. It was so good.
It was good.
And Katie, Naomi, and D&H Fabrics. I wish your name escapes me, but you all did a fantastic job.
Yes.
And we hope you do it again.
We sure do. So there weren't any. It was strictly just a place to come and socialize and meet people and show your handmade items. But there was one person whose shop was not far from where the event was taking place. And what's her name? Her
name is Chase DeForest.
Chase DeForest. She is a leather worker.
Yes.
I don't know her. The name
Custom
of her business is Chase Custom Boots. And she makes custom boots, and she does some amazing things in leather.
So like she said, she had her studio open. And she said her studio was open because she couldn't get a ticket to the Frock Tales event. So she opened her studio so that she could be in the midst. So I don't know. We were just I think we admired her outfit because she had on.
She had on the hand painted fabric.
She had hand painted fabric, and remember her pants were the was that Rifle Paper?
I think
Rifle Paper Company pants, which we recognized the fabric, and she had on these gorgeous earrings.
Yes,
and we're like, where'd you get those earrings? And she's like, well, come into my studio. I'm a cobbler. I work with leather. So can you grab yours?
Yeah.
Show them.
I picked up a pair of
She picked up her pair that night.
They're 100% leather. Aren't they amazing?
Yes.
And Othello ordered a custom pair.
I ordered a custom pair. So this is like a metallic olive green leather.
I'm just noticing
it? Oh my gosh,
it's
these
beautiful.
Earrings. Oh my gosh.
They're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
And when I first looked, I said, oh, I'm not used to wearing earrings this big, but I'm going to rock these.
They are.
With something really simple, probably a white shirt, some jeans, and maybe some leopard print shoes.
Yes.
Or my leopard print coat. Remind me to show you my leopard print coat.
Okay.
So, yes, love these.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I must say, so she said, oh, I'll make you a pair. And then she called me a few days later and said, come and pick up your, earrings. So I went in to pick up my earrings. And when I entered the studio, I heard some background noise and looked on her computer. She was watching the podcast.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh. I was like, what? You're watching the podcast? She's like, sure, you all, So she subscribed and now she's watching. So hi, Chase.
Hi, Chase.
Look at my earrings.
He's like,
these are,
they're beautiful.
That event, I'm telling you, it just.
So, I think one of the things that struck me, some people were dressed to the nines, like formal. Remember the beautiful blue gown the lady was wearing?
The velvet.
The velvet gown
fit her to a
was
T.
gorgeous. Then there was one gentleman, only one gentleman who was a sewist, and
Wow.
he had made his outfit, which was a gray tuxedo with sequins,
tuxedo pants.
Yeah.
Yes, his shirt was Liberty of London fabric, and he was so nice.
He was very nice.
Oh my gosh,
very, very
we met
nice.
so many
amazing people.
Amazing people,
and some people were very casual. Okay, who's the lady's name who hosts the Stitch Please podcast?
Her name is Lisa.
Lisa may have stole the show with that dress and those earrings.
Oh my gosh, do we have a picture of her?
We do. I must insert her picture of her and her earrings and her skirt right here.
Yes, so you can check out, she has a podcast, Stitch Please, on iTunes. She's not on YouTube, but she interviews Naomi, one of the
nice. Planners,
makers that planned the event. So if you want to hear all about the event from the planner and participants' perspective, check out that episode of the Stitch Please podcast.
Yeah.
We could go on and on just about that.
It was
right up
was
there
nice.
with Vogue Knitting Live.
It was.
So kind of surpassed it because
it was just a totally different
it was
vibe,
totally different.
But it was
great. So much fun.
It really was. It was.
So
I was tired because I'd been up since 5:30 a.m. that morning. So I was really tired when I got there. But the DJ was amazing.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
So I busted a move a couple of times.
Yes, she did.
And my knees reminded me the next morning. And as usual, you were almost out of commission and out of sorts.
Because I had been up a couple of days straight trying to finish my frock.
Yes.
Which we'll post pictures of both of our outfits. But mine was
was it
dress number one?
Okay.
Dress number one in this beautiful, it's like a brocade.
Yeah.
A light brocade. And with a pocket, and then I have the Deshane sweater. Forgot who that is. It okay? And then this is in a 100% silk, single ply. Of course, silk with little sequence on it. I don't know if you can see the sequence, but this yarn was so special to me. This was my very first Maryland sheep and wool purchase. So not only was it my first purchase, but it was my first time attending Maryland sheep and wool. And this is a Tilly Thomas. Thomas, I don't know that she's still making yarn, but she had some really nice.
Is that wool and silk?
Luxury. No, it's 100% silk.
100% silk.
And look at that sequence.
Some sequins in
it. If you could see that.
Yeah, those sequins are beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? And it just, I think, I really enjoyed my
She looked
outfit.
really good. Oh, and she also had on pink boots.
Oh, and I had on pink boots, and I had on jeans because I was thinking this is so. It seems so almost
it was formal. It was formal.
I was like, what can I do to kind of like make it more chic and bring it down just a little bit?
Yeah.
And those jeans.
That was perfect.
Was the perfect.
That was perfect.
Accompaniment.
So I wore, you guys know, my go-to dress, which is the McCall's MP220. I do believe this pattern, I'm pretty sure it's out of print. It's one of their Learn to Sew for Fun patterns.
I have that one. I need to draft that.
And I did view number 8. I don't know whether you can see that, and this is the fabric that I chose.
And where'd you get that fabric and when?
I got this fabric from Joann's. We were together, and I can't remember what we were doing in Joann's.
Was that when we were in? No, not Williamsburg. Where were we?
Can you see the sparkle?
Look at that.
I can't remember. I was kind of concerned because I was thinking it's going to be a bit too busy. I don't know.
That dress
It was so
was
comfortable.
perfect.
Yeah, so this is a stretch, just not too much of a stretch, but like just enough stretch. So
I wish I
very
had
geometric. And I used just about every bit of it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I used just about every bit. It came just below my calf, and I wore
you had some
royal
boots.
blue, metallic royal blue boots.
Yep. And what about your mod?
And I did a modification on the sleeve where I did almost like a flounce sleeve. And following Othello's lead with keeping things simple, I just did the flounce sleeve and I didn't even hem it. I just let it go because it wasn't going to fray. And I think I finished that dress in probably about an hour.
I have that video of you.
Oh, of dancing? Of you dancing?
Yes. So again, my Instagram post of DC Frocktails has a video of Trish wearing her dress and kind of like, just jamming a little bit.
Yeah. So much fun.
That was
so much fun. So I think we pretty much wrapped up our sewing because that was about all I had in sewing. Yeah, I do have one more thing in sewing. If we have time, we'll chat about it. Okay, so let's get into finished objects in knitting, or should we talk about what we're wearing first?
Let's talk about what we're wearing.
Real quick, we'll talk about what we're wearing. Okay, you go first.
Okay, so I'm wearing, I call it Target meets
you're gonna do the whole outfit.
Yes. So I'm wearing my Chase leather earrings. My t-shirt is from Target. And I'm wearing my Ramona cardigan by Elizabeth Smith. It's my first Ramona. I have maybe 2 or 3 Ramonas. Yeah. I love this pattern as like a staple pattern. Cardigan. It's top down raglan and pretty simple. It just has on the cuff, you can't really see it, but the bottom of it is like a broken rib. That's really, gives it just a nice little detail finish. And that's what I'm wearing. My hand.
You look really cute.
I love it.
And she's wearing a pleated skirt
from Target. Again, from Target.
Knit pleated skirt, which is really cute.
This thing is so comfortable. I wish I could find it again.
Yeah.
And then some
maybe online. Maybe they're
maybe
online. Very cute. I love the crops t-shirt. Nice. So I'm wearing my what's the name of that sweater? My Ursa sweater by Jacqueline C.
Yes.
Cheslack, I believe is her last name. Modifications, I did shorter sleeves. I have a design element on the side.
That's pretty.
So,
and that yarn, that was souvenir yarn.
This was souvenir yarn from Tennessee. What was the name? Bliss yarn? No, not Bliss yarn. This was House of Yarn.
House of Yarn.
House of Yarn. This is the Plymouth Homestead. It's like an Aran. Maybe a heavy worsted.
That's good.
Heavy worsted wool. I may have used 500 yards to knit this.
Wow.
Yeah. So, just a fun sweater. I know crop sweaters aren't for everybody, but they're fun. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to wear this out. I just got to find the right dress to wear it with.
You'll wear it.
And I haven't even blocked this yet, so I think when I block it, I'm going to get a little bit more length on it. But yeah, it's comfy.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what about your earrings?
My earrings. So I think I've talked about the quilting bee that I belong to.
Yes. And
so when we would swap out quilting squares, we would also put a few gifts in. And this was one of the gifts that was in my quilting bee package. So these are handmade from my friend Kaju, who lives in the UK. And I love them. I absolutely love them so much. So they're beaded. They're I don't even know how she did this, but they're just, all of my colors are in there. I absolutely love them. I don't know, I just looked in my jewelry closet this morning and, not jewelry closet, jewelry, case?
I'm sure you probably have a closet.
That's not the word though. It's you open up the door. It's a little miniature. It's not miniature. It's pretty big.
It's a closet.
I said, you know what? Let me put these on today.
I know, isn't it
they work
something
with the
how?
shirt. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I lost one of my earrings that Frock Tales night.
I hope it shows.
I knew I should have taken them off before we.
Wow.
Yeah. It's in someone's parking lot.
Man.
But anyway, I
Alrighty.
like those earrings
You do
too.
like those earrings. Okay, let's move on into finished objects in knitting and crochet.
Finished objects, knitting and crochet.
Yeah.
What do you have? You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I made another Danielle hat because I thought to myself, I designed this pattern and I haven't knit one in Plucky Knitter. That's almost a sin.
That
So,
is.
I knit this one up, and you know what? I don't even know the name of the color, but I will tell you the yarn is Trusty. So Trusty is like their workhorse yarn.
Yeah.
It's a worsted weight, and this is a beautiful speckled. It's some greens and yellows and grays, and then the mohair that I used was Neighborhood Fiber Company Loft, and I love the way this turned out. Absolutely love it.
Can I see?
Yep, sure.
So pretty.
Yeah.
Of course, you had a lot of yarn left.
I had a lot of yarn left over. So the Danielle had calls for a DK. I knitted in a worsted because this one's for me.
It is.
And I have,
Look at the colors.
you know what? I might end up giving it away. I have a friend going through some cancer treatment, and I promised I'd make her a couple of hats, and she said, make sure you make them big because I have a big kid. You know what? I'm going to give it to her.
Yay!
And I don't think she's a podcast viewer. So
That's pretty.
it'll be a surprise. So I'm gonna make
Beautiful.
up something else. But yeah, so yeah, this is going to her in California. Yeah, so that's one
It's ready
finished
to go.
object. It's ready to go. Yep. I'm not even gonna block it because I don't know whether she's sensitive to scent or anything. So I'll just keep it.
Okay,
as
so
it
my
is.
first finished object. So on the last podcast, or the VKL episode, we showed one of our souvenirs, which was the Republic of Wool sock flossy fingering yarn, and we said that we would have Roz crank socks for us.
Yes.
And she came over and cranked socks.
Yes, she did.
So this is a finished object.
Oh,
This is your pair of socks.
Gorgeous, and everything is done.
Yes,
They're
everything
ready
is
to
ready to wear.
I
So there you
love
go.
them. Oh my goodness!
And look how much yarn you have left.
I'm gonna do what you did. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay,
Okay.
so what's this color?
Yours is called Ariel.
So I think we
The
showed
Ariel
this
colorway.
last episode.
Yep.
Look at those. Look at the cuff.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Thank you.
And here's my
Roz. I
finished
love
pair. Look, I
them.
even put my label
Oh, look
back
at
on my
them.
pair. Yeah, look at
They're
that.
beautiful.
Aren't they
So-
beautiful?
Oh my goodness! Look at the heel and the toe.
So our heel
talk
and-
about the heel and toe.
Yes. So the heel and toe, my heel and toe is from Trisha's skein. And
My heel and toe is from
my
Martha's
skein.
skein. This is
So
the
my colorway,
ultimate
you know-
souvenir make.
yes. And my colorway was called Margot Tenenbaum.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This
So
size was
she
perfect, too.
cranked not just the tube, but the entire toe, heel, cuff on her Erbacher Speedster. And she Kitchenered it right on closed. And there we go. A whole pair of socks. This, I'm telling you, please
Check her out.
check her out.
If you got a lot of sock yarn, you say, I'm never going to knit all this sock yarn in my
You're not going to
lifetime.
knit it.
Yeah.
And you want socks.
And hand knit socks are just
And she
the
cranks them
best.
in no time.
Really, I want one.
She cranks them in no
You
time.
know, Leslie and Lala, they share
have
a
one.
crank knitting. They share a
one.
machine.
I know. You could share. We could share one.
We could do that. That would be amazing. I love them so much. Thank you.
Yay! They're ready to wear. Do
It's
you
gonna
wash yours? Do you wash and block your socks first?
I do, but it's going to be freezing cold tomorrow. I'm wearing these tomorrow,
Yay.
probably. Yeah. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh,
So that's
Thank you, Roz.
a skein of yarn out of the
And I got goodies
out of the
left
stash.
over.
Yes, she
Awesome.
has plenty left over. So
Okay.
let me just go on. So with my leftover sock yarn because I'm trying to stash down not only skeins but little bits and bobs. So I took my leftovers from the socks, and then I had leftovers from another hat, and held those two strands together for just a simple stockinette hat. So I held the fingering weight together with a plucky cashmere, which is like a sport weight, and I considered that DK, and I cast on 96 stitches.
Okay.
I did a 1 inch, 1¼ inch 1x1 cuff, and did one garter row before I finished it with stockinette.
It's gorgeous. I love those decreases. Can you talk about those?
Oh, and the decreases. So I have 6 decreases. You see them well. But instead of doing knit 2 together for my decreases, I did an SSK, which made like a little stitch pattern. I think really it turned out really nice.
And it's got a striping quality to it almost. I really like that.
So this is
so soft.
What I call my scrappy hat.
Love it.
Scrappy hat.
Try it on. Can you try it on?
Yeah, I can try it on. Where is it? Let's see.
I might do 100. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's perfect. It's just how you like your hats.
Yes, this is my hat. So that's another thing. I'm figuring out my numbers for my head.
Just like socks. It's perfect.
Yes.
I'm going to totally do that, but I'm going to do 100 because I got a big head and my hair is thick.
So in the case, so if you're going to use worsted weight yarn, if you hold two strands of sport weight together, worsted weight yarn, I probably, and I'm on a size 6 needle. I think I did the ribbing in a 5.
Okay.
No, I take that back. I did the ribbing in a 6, and I knit the body of the hat on a 7.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. 6s and 7s.
So for worsted weight, I probably would cast on like 84 stitches and do my ribbing in a 7, and then the body of the hat in a 8.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Awesome.
I had to put mine in that thing, even though I know I'm going to wear them tomorrow. Just because.
Oh, you taped yours together? Oh, yours hadn't come apart.
Or mine?
No, that's yours. Okay, so we didn't tear yours.
Yeah.
Yours didn't come apart. Oh, well, that's awesome. I didn't realize that. I would have put that bag is yours, and you see I used your little washi tape.
So you could have mixed it. Love it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
These are awesome. Wonderful.
Any more?
So my next finished object is something I've showed before. I was making these little vests for some little men, and I finally got them both finished. This one has to have its ends woven in. So there we go.
Aww.
So this is the boys basic vest by Hold Tight. I'm gonna tell you right now, and it's right on the tip of my tongue. It's called the Basic Vest for Children by Diane Saucy.
Yes. These are so
cute. I knit this in Plymouth Yarn Coffee Beans. I purchased this while on vacation last year in the Outer Banks at Knitting Addiction Yarns. And I finally got them finished. So, yep, got them all blocked out yesterday, and they smell good.
When will you gift them?
Probably this weekend.
Yay.
Yeah. I think I told you Mom is expecting again.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and she's going to have a girl. So I'll definitely be using some of the leftover yarn to make the girls something. Maybe a hat to match, or maybe I can figure out a sweater with some, maybe I'll do some blue, something with some blue, something, so they can be triplets.
Oh.
Baby is due in April, I think. So,
oh.
So, yep, so these are all done. I'm so pleased with them. Super fun, super easy pattern. Highly, highly recommended.
Yep. Okay, so my last whip again is another hat.
Oh, I love that.
I love hats.
You do.
I really
you knit about 100 hats.
I really love hats. They're
awesome.
Yeah, you can knit a hat in a
night,
couple of nights, or a night,
depending on when you start.
They're so satisfying. But this one again was another scrappy yarn.
Really?
I held 2 strands of fingering weight together.
Okay,
Remember this top color I dyed this yarn at Neighborhood Fiber
Yes,
Company.
that is beautiful.
And it's their rustic fingering, which is a
Right.
single ply.
Mhm.
And then this variegated one was a single ply as well.
It's beautiful.
And I had just, you know, a ball left, and you see I ran out, but
yeah, it's perfect.
I finished it with
I
just a
love
solid
that.
color
Yeah.
at the top.
Oh, that's so nice. This is probably perfect on your
You
head
want me to
too.
try
I
this
do.
one on too? Okay.
Yeah, it's perfect.
This is a little more snug,
Mhm.
but I like snug like little beanie hats.
That's beautiful.
So there's that one.
Very nice.
I don't know. It's just something about a hat.
Hats are great.
And I
They're
just like
amazing.
stocking that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are other designs that I really, you know, appreciate and want to knit, but
yeah, I get it.
You know, you have pretty yarn and you just let that.
Look at that.
Stocking that be the
Show the socks beside the hat.
Oh yeah,
you
so
gotta
this
wear them
I gotta
together.
wear. Really, I could wear it with
You
this
could
sweater
wear-
because this
Yes,
is
and the shirt.
sticky toffee.
Yes.
Yeah, I could have worn this all together
You
today.
could have.
Yeah,
It's beautiful. So nice. So nice. So my final finished object is an epic finished object.
epic.
Epic.
It is epic. It is.
I finally finished Ray's sweater. Ray's my husband. Oh,
In the
here
kitchen.
it is.
Wow.
Do I have it in the camera?
Yes, you do.
Can you see?
Yes. Oh, look, you can see the detail.
Can
Now,
you
what's
see?
the name of the pattern?
So this is the Flax by Tin Can Knits.
This is awesome.
It's knit in 100% Lopi. And the pattern doesn't have you do these large stripes of color, but Ray loves color. So I said, let me try to incorporate as much color as I can in this sweater. I didn't want to do anything complicated for him. I just wanted to get a sweater done for him. So this is very first.
This is his first.
His very first sweater.
Aww.
It is so. It feels so good.
Is he gonna wear it tomorrow?
He's gonna wear it tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's gonna wear it. He was like, "Well, can I?" He wanted to wear it today. I was like, "But no, you can't wear it today because we're on a podcast today." Said you can wear it tomorrow, and I'm gonna wear mine tomorrow. So I have a Felix knit out of this brown.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wear my brown Felix tomorrow.
So you're gonna be matchy.
We're gonna be matchy tomorrow. I'm gonna be all snuggled up next to him. And he's gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy. But I absolutely love it. If you have never knit a sweater before, I highly recommend this one. Super easy, but this little detail on the sleeve, which is basically a panel of garter stitch.
Yes.
Which is so easy to do. It's so you have an amazing sweater, but just not that much effort. And I knit the sleeves flat. I knit the sleeves flat because this is a big sweater. It's a man's sweater, and it's heavy and it's hot. And I wanted it off of my lap. I didn't want to be twisting and turning. So I knit the sleeves flat. I did the increases as prescribed.
Oh, the
and
decreases?
then, yes, I knit the decreases as prescribed. And I just did a mattress stitch to seam it together. And I used a different yarn. I was using the Lopi to do the seaming, but it kept breaking. So I used the Neighborhood Fiber Company worsted to hold it together, so they're not going. I think it looks pretty good.
It looks perfect.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the mattress stitch seaming. I think I may try that on a lot more of my sweaters. And the sleeves knit up so quickly. I was surprised.
Okay, so you knit them flat.
I knit them flat. So
and you reversed your decreases, right?
So
it doesn't really matter. But...
Yeah, the pattern will tell you to do two decreases on either side of the beginning of round marker. And so instead of that, I just did the decreases at the beginning and at the end of the rows. And it worked out really well. It worked out really, really well. I love the long cuff.
It's not set in sleeve though, right?
No, they're raglan.
Okay, but when you once you divided for your sleeves, then you started working flat.
For the sleeve?
Yes, or once you
so I divided for the sleeves and then I knit the body.
Right. And then when you
came back and put the sleeves on the needles. Right. Put the sleeve stitches on the needles. And then I started working. Yes, I
picked up.
Yeah.
For under.
Picked up whatever amount of stitches the pattern told you to pick up. And I actually did knit in around for a little bit.
A little bit.
For just
right.
a little bit. Just to get that underarm cinched in.
Right.
And then once I was pleased with the way the underarm looked, then I just started knitting flat.
Wow, I like that.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Felix.
Yeah, that me too.
You're gonna do it on your Felix?
Yes, absolutely. It was so quick.
You think it's quicker than in the round?
I think I don't
Something
enjoy
about it.
knitting sleeves in the round because
I don't think most
I do have another tip for knitting sleeves in the round. I know don't turn your whole sweater when you're knitting your sleeve. So you know how you're knitting your sleeve round and round, then it starts getting tight.
Right.
So don't turn the whole sweater. Just turn the sleeve.
Right.
I was watching someone at a knit. I think we were at Wegmans. I remember who it was, and she was knitting a sweater. She just kept every time she had. I was like, "Don't do that."
I twist mine
Me
twist
too,
mine
me
until
too.
it gets
Yes,
and then I have to undo that.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're exerting energy.
Yeah,
turning your
don't
sweater
turn the
every
sweater.
time.
Just turn the sleeve, and it becomes almost rhythmic after a while. Oh, and one other tip that I did with this sweater, I hardly had any ends to weave in because I did wet splicing on my joins. And I'm trying to see if I can tell where I did my joining. So wet splicing, because you can only do it with a non-superwash wool, you basically take one end, so one end of the yarn you're already working with, and you're going to splice it maybe down by about 3 inches. Basically, you're going to like separate the plies, and you're going to take off one of those plies. You're going to do it on both your working yarn and the new yarn you're going to introduce. And you're going to lay those right on top of each other. You're going to wet it just a little, just enough to get it moist, and then you're going to take those two and you're going to use some friction. Use your hand, and you're going to keep working until they join together. And it takes maybe 20 seconds, especially with a yarn like this. It just fuses together so quickly. You have no ends to weave in. And I can't even tell you where I did it at. Yeah, it worked out. That worked out really, really, really well. So I may have had like 3 ends to weave in.
Well, that is epic. Wow.
So I'm very pleased.
You are pleased.
So of course Armani is like, can I add one? He wants a sweater. So I might make him a vest.
You can't convince him to learn to knit.
He knows how to knit.
Why?
Yeah,
he can knit a sweater.
I don't think his attention span. He could.
Develop
I want him to learn how to knit. So this is my the youngest twin. My twins are 28. One is very fashionable, Mr. GQ, and the other is just as long as I'm clean. That's all that matters.
Because I gotta wear them.
Because I have to wear them. They're so close, but they're so opposite.
Some twins are like that.
Yeah. So Armani, the Mr. GQ, we call him. He takes after his dad. He loves fashion. I always tell him, you have caviar taste on a tuna fish budget. But I told him, if you learn to sew and knit, you could do some amazing things. There are 2 sewing machines up in his closet. You're welcome to have either one of them. So
he could do it.
So I will.
Even if you started it for him, you know, because like Dominique, my niece, she's knitting, but I started her sweater. Well, she's cast on, and I did her increases and got her just below. Once I split foot in, you can finish your sweater. Definitely.
So we'll see.
That would be awesome.
We will see. My husband, he does a lot of a shoe. How can I describe this? He likes to refurbish leather shoes.
He refurbishes.
And he does some amazing. My husband has more shoes than I do. He says that's not true, but it's true. Because he buys new shoes. He likes to go to the thrift store and find shoes that are less loved, and the things he does to those shoes are amazing. He'll do 2-tones. He'll do dots and around the Oxford. It's just amazing.
You need to insert a picture of a pair.
If I can, I will. Yep, I'll do that in the closing. I think I can get a couple of pictures from him too. And I try to tell him, make sure you take a picture of your process. Or next time he does, I may just set the camera up and do a quick, what do you call it, a time lapse. Before and after, so you can see it. The transformation is amazing. So so we've got some crafters in the house.
Oh, I have one more finished object.
Yeah, what you got? This is epic.
You think it's epic?
Yes. Oh, you finished it.
I finished it.
I love it.
So this is called the Quick Faux Cow by Church Mouse, using the Alpine.
Can I try it on?
Yeah.
Will it fit over my big
The
head?
Sadar.
I don't know if it's going to fit.
It
over my
will.
head.
Well, maybe you'll
wanna...
know to cast on more. It's not, it'll fit.
Oh, that feels so good.
Is this your color?
I think it is.
Because I thought we
it
said
is
404.
My color.
Okay,
Yes.
so I got you.
Oh, nice. I want to make mine tonight. Yes. So I already have one of these. So I can
Right,
make a
you
bigger
wanted,
one.
no, didn't you want more for cuffs on a something or something?
I did, but I may just make a bigger one. This is nice, but I think I would
Well,
like
that's
it.
two.
Yeah, but I have
Well,
a
probably
third
you should
one.
cast on more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think you need it so tall. I don't like the tall.
I like the tall, but I would like it a little bit not as... It's not tight at all.
Right.
This feels so good.
This is a nice faux fur.
It is.
This is Luxe Fur Effect
Did we
yarn.
say what it was? You know, we get so worked up.
Oh, gee. Well, we said on the last episode, remember we said? But it's the Alpine, Sadar, Alpine, and it's a Luxe Fur Effect yarn. And two hanks of this will make
definitely
that cow, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. So,
did you wear this already? It smells good.
I didn't.
No,
I may have tried it on.
Okay,
but here I got you the green too.
No way.
Do you like the green?
I love the green.
So it comes in some really pretty colors. So let me give you
coat too.
Tips about acquisition. So this I don't feel like I broke my
No, you're not gonna break the budget.
Didn't break my rule because this was a project from 2019. So I did purchase these other colors from Wool Warehouse in the UK, and their prices are awesome.
Yeah,
these were like $3.
Wow,
and that's their regular price.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So I think what was it, $7 at the one of the shops that were vending at VKL. $7, and I paid like $3 for it. And their shipping is not.
No, it's not.
It's not expensive.
They sell the Lopi too, don't they? Sell that Lopi?
Yes, and their Lopi is. All their prices are really cheap. They have some really good prices.
Ray's sweater, I think I used all Lopi for it at $3 a skein. Oh my goodness, it's under $40 for a sweater.
I mean, we support local, but
every once in a while you have to.
Sometimes because you can't even find this yarn in the U.S. That's the other thing. It's sold out. So they had quite a few colors. So I picked up the green and this color.
I know you got green for you too, didn't you?
I got green for me.
Thank you so much. I'm excited.
And I think
I'm making this tonight.
Yeah, you can make it tonight. So
damn, thank you.
There you go. So that's my last
okay. Awesome
acquisition. This thing is nice to wear.
Awesome. Okay, so that's it.
I think if I do it again, I think it cast on like 40 stitches. I think I would cast on 50.
Oh, okay.
I would maybe like it a little wider. Because it's wider in here, but it's...
And then you're right, it doesn't have to be that tall.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be. I think it just needs to sit up.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, so can we move into works in progress, what we're working on?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do.
So of course, Felix. Let me show you the progress on my Felix, which had started out as a cardigan, but I was busy doing all the things and got a bit distracted, and I decided to turn mine into a V-neck cardigan. So after I split for the sleeves, I basically joined it around. So by this time, I had quite a bit of the front already knit. So I literally just joined it around.
Back.
And then started knitting it around instead of back and forth. And there's my V-neck. So I'm going to pick up in the end either do a V-neck like I did for the boys' sweater.
Yeah.
Or I may just finish it off in crochet. We'll see. I know I'm going to want to cinch in this neckline a little bit because I don't want it falling off. But yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's where I am.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah. I'm very pleased with it. Yeah.
So you didn't do any decreases or whatever. It's actually a split.
It's just a split.
Because, you know, V-neck, you kind of like, don't you decrease on the sides or something? But that's going to be nice.
Yeah, I even thought about the possibility of just joining this part and just having it like a little keyhole.
You could. Or you want a little closure or something. Like one of the jewel closures.
Yeah.
You know, they have the small, like, little buttons. Oh,
that would be nice. So I have a lot of options, but I knew if I wanted to get this finished, I had to get it cranking.
You do want to get it finished.
I had to get it cranking.
Yes.
And I love the yarn. I love the fabric that I'm getting. I'm using the, what am I using, my fella?
You're using, keep track of what you're using.
I'm using the Deforest Natura, the Gilead.
Yes.
The Gilead in Pot Maroon,
That's
which is
what
a
you're
pumpkin
using.
color. And I'm holding it with a mohair from Scandinavian Knit and Weave, which is this gold. So it's giving me this heather effect.
They're at Maryland
so
Sheep
far,
and
they're
Wool,
Maryland
aren't they?
Sheep and Wool. Their mohair is it's very well priced. Very well priced, I must say. But I can't say that I'm 100% pleased with the mohair.
Why?
It's a bit rough. You know how a lot of mohairs you knit with?
Not all of it is.
Not all silk mohair is the same. It's not horrible, but it's definitely, I got spoiled. Yeah.
Well.
So, but it's perfectly acceptable. You get what you pay for with the price point. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But it's just a bit rougher than what I'm used to.
Your cute little progress keeper.
I've got my progress keeper from Amanda, who is Brown Girl Knits. Yep. So I'll just be chugging along on this. Monday is a holiday in the U.S. and I plan to spend all day at home knitting and resting. So I hope to get a lot of progress done. That's hanging out in I call this my challenge project bag.
Yes.
Fella challenged me to make it a bag.
Yeah. I keep mine in my bag, but
You
I didn't
do?
bring it
You
with
didn't bring
me
it with
today.
you?
I put everything in a basket today.
Yeah, show your basket. That's a great idea. That is a great idea.
You're going to use yours when you come over to me the next time.
I don't have one. I need to get one. I don't.
Well, you need to put that on your list.
I do.
Because I think, I got this one at Maryland Sheep and Wool.
We alternate houses for where we do the podcast. So it's always a challenge when you're trying to pack to take over someone else's house. But that's brilliant. That's really good.
I was like, yeah. But they sell these at have you seen them these in Mom's? Yes.
Yeah.
So they're, what are they? World Market? What's the name? Brand, the name of them?
I love this leather handle. You know,
you see the color. Green.
Yes, of course.
All things green.
Great idea.
Okay, so here's my Felix.
You have made a lot of progress.
So I had said initially I was going to make mine tunic length. I'm going to use this big 1,280 yards of Jill Draper Empire. But it's like the more I knit on it, and I was thinking tunic maybe to the knee. But I really want to get this off the needle, so I decided to make it just a longer pullover. Yeah. And it'll cover my... I think it'll cover your bum. My bum, or yes. Midways. It will. It'll cover it. Yeah. So now I'm going to do, because I'm going to do like maybe a 3 or 4 inch rib. Okay, nice. Yes, and nice. I'm not using a smaller needle for my rib. Okay. I'm just using the body. It'll be, it'll lay nice and flat. And hopefully I'll get that done this weekend. Okay. And you can see where I kind of... What length of sleeve are you going for? I'm doing 3/4 length sleeve. Okay. So, and I'm going to use your method for sleeves. So I did one decrease on this one. But when I go back, I'm going to start with your quick
Yeah.
sleeve.
Yeah.
We'll call them the quick sleeves.
The quick sleeve method.
The quick sleeve method. So yeah, oh, and I did added, so I did a little mod on it, even though it's not going to be a tunic, but on the side,
that looks so nice.
Has the lace motif as well on both sides. So
you're gonna have to walk around like this.
I'm happy with it. Yeah, like
so people can see the side.
See my
right.
So
do you like my Felix?
Yes.
That's gorgeous.
Oh boy. So we're on the long stretch. You know,
definitely.
we're almost there. We're almost
Definitely.
there. So yeah, I think
exciting.
That's
exciting.
FO. That's
Okay, I have another work in progress.
oh yeah, work in progress. I'm sorry.
I am working on the Winter Walk hat by Tracy Miller.
See, that's one
of
of
the
hats
Grocery
that I want to
Girls.
start.
I started this on vacation and I was just getting into it. And then of course came home and life happened. But
Oh look, that's
so
pretty.
let me show you what it looks like. It's a beanie style hat with a cable pattern. I would say more so a cable panel. So the cables don't go all the way around the hat. I think we showed this on a podcast once before.
Yeah.
And it's a ribbing on the brim. And this is how far I've gotten thus far. It's really pretty.
Oh, look at that. What color is that?
Pretty. So this is Plucky Knitter Cashmere Aran. And the color is called Grassroots.
Cashmere Aran?
Cashmere
It's
Aran.
100% cashmere?
It's 100% cashmere.
And it's an Aran?
It's an Aran. You know,
I don't think I've ever seen this before.
I am even wondering
Did you
if
get this at the shindig?
I don't know when I got this. I don't have any other skeins that say Cashmere Aran. I really think it's their cachet, which is an Aran weight cashmere.
But is that a discontinued base?
The cachet?
Uh-huh.
No.
Oh.
Isn't it pretty? So it's a golden green. When you describe it as a golden
it's like
green,
a pea green. Pea green. My green.
Yeah, that's your green. Doesn't it feel amazing?
It feels so dreamy.
Yeah.
You can sleep in this.
I know.
And have wonderful dreams.
I just thought I should make me some cashmere bed socks.
Oh my gosh. That would be, oh wow. How much yarn do you have?
I have about that much stuff. So I think it's like 160. So I'm definitely going to be, biting my fingers towards the end. But hopefully,
is this going to Montreal? You're going to have this finished?
I hope so. That would be awesome.
It would be.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I hope to cast mine on too.
Yeah. It's a really fun pattern.
Wow.
Very easy to follow. Very well
And
written.
what's this colorway?
This is called Grassroots. I think I may have another.
Oh, have you seen the baby?
No, she was even expecting. We're looking on Instagram, and that's Lavanya Patches.
Yes.
Apparently, I did not know she was even expecting. She just saw a really cute picture of Lavanya Patches. You want to show it now? Look at that. Did she make that dress?
She did.
Oh my goodness, that is.
Isn't that the best?
That is epic. She's one of the people who encouraged, not just, she doesn't know this, but she encouraged me to grow my gray hair out.
Oh, another example of embracing what you're given.
For sure. Congratulations. What a pretty baby.
Isn't that beautiful?
Wow. I want a dress like that. Nice. Okay, so that's my other finished object. My other work in progress.
Work in progress?
Yeah.
I think that's it for me.
Okay.
Oh, no, let me take that back. So this was,
ooh. Are these your scrappy socks?
This is one of the tubes that, no, this tube was cranked by a freckled whimsy.
Yes.
And so I have them turned inside out because I'm going to do garter socks.
Yes.
Instead of the stockinette showing.
That is so smart.
So I'm finishing, the tube with the cuff and all, but they're going to be garter instead of
I
garter.
love
And
it.
look at this.
That is beautiful. That's going to be
this is
heel.
Knit Picks. Wow. This is Knit Picks.
This is Just look at this. So this is going to be the heel, toe, and cuff?
Heel, toe, and cuff. On the...
Which yarn? Is this Felici?
That is... What's the other one? Stroll?
Oh, this is Stroll?
That is Stroll.
I
found that
like,
in my stash.
I feel like dyes treat the yarn differently because I've had some Stroll and I don't remember it being this soft.
Well, maybe it's not Stroll. I
It
hope
should.
it's Stroll.
It feels like it has some
I
cashmere
think it,
in
no,
it.
it doesn't. No.
It's a really nice merino. Are you sure this is Stroll? Are you sure it's not a skein of cashmere?
It's
It
no,
feels
because
really
I'm
good.
surprised I don't
These
have
socks
the
are amazing. I love the idea. Have you ever even garter socks?
Yes.
That's so pretty. It's so, I think it's just so interesting how the stripes look totally different on the pearl side. They're I think, I don't know. It's just, they look more stripy on the pearl. I don't know.
They look different.
They look different.
Turn it, yeah. I mean, we're used to seeing stripes that way.
Yeah, so look at, this is how it looks on the knit side. And this is what it looks like on the pearl side.
It looks different. I love how it looks.
Very
I'm
nice.
like, I can do that.
You can do that.
It is Stroll.
I believe you.
You said it didn't. It's not palette.
No, it was definitely not palette.
No, palette is what? Highland wool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's Stroll, and
It's
that's
beautiful.
the pucker
Pucker.
colorway. Yes, I can't wait to finish
I'm not
those.
going on knit picks tonight. I'm not going on knit picks tonight.
Well, I have a plenty left over for if you want to do some heels and toes.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So you can have it when I'm done.
Okay. Let's go into acquisitions then.
Okay.
Okay.
You want me to show my acquisition?
Yeah. What you got?
So I joined Yasodha Teague's Colorwork Club.
Oh, nice.
And I joined this in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, of course, it started shipping in 2020. So
Mhm.
this is my first. I think I'll get 3 more shipments. But you get an exclusive pattern.
Oh, it's a kit.
So you got to choose your colorway.
Right.
And this I think was neutral.
Okay.
And this is the first design, which
Bruce
is a cow.
Stain.
Bruce Stain.
That's beautiful.
Which is a cow. And I chose the neutral palette.
This Rama is beautiful yarn. Oh,
Yes.
so we've got a white, a black, and a gray.
Yes.
Which one is that? Is that, so this is more like a charcoal. This dark
Yes,
is
it's a
like
charcoal.
a really deep
Mhm.
charcoal. That's going to be beautiful. Is that the same one I saw in the picture?
Yeah, and it's the one she...
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I consider this in... Oh, this is not weird.
Look at that.
Better picture. Look at that.
That looks like it would be a really nice first colorwork pattern.
She
What do you
says so.
think? Yeah.
She says so.
Looks like you're only holding 2 colors. You're only working with 2 colors at a time on each row.
Yeah.
Mhm,
So I'm
which
looking
is
forward
nice.
to that.
Very nice.
Neutrals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's my acquisition.
Cool.
I didn't toss around in the stash this time. I will next time.
Well, we'll be at your place next time.
Oh, okay. So
It'll
it'll
be a
be
little easier.
really...
So I got I'm gonna try to get through this. I got about 4 things I want to share.
You do?
And on my Instagram feed, something popped up from Knit Crate. Try Knit Crate for $5. So I've always wanted to try Knit Crate, and I was like, $5, I can do that. So this is what
You got.
was sent to me.
Oh my God.
Look at that. This is called Knitology by Knit Crate, and it's a 30%, 40% merino, 30% silk, and 30% alpaca, worsted weight, 150 yards per skein. Doesn't that
And you
feel
got
amazing?
this for what?
$5. Just
Look
to
at
try
this.
Knit Crate.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember how much Knit Crate is. Is it 20 or 30 a month?
This yarn feels amazing.
Yeah, remember you flipped over some other knit crate yarn I got in the stash?
Yeah, I wanted that.
You
too,
wanted that
didn't
yarn.
I?
Yeah, so I got the 2 skeins of yarn, and I got this little book here, which
Is that the pattern?
there are a couple of
Suggested?
patterns in here. There are, let's see here. They include crochet patterns. They include a cowl. So this is a cowl pattern that was on the front.
Yeah, that's crochet.
That's
right
right in here. Yes. Here is a hat that could be knit
That's pretty.
with it. A cabled hat. And you only need 1 yard to knit the hat. And there's also a pattern to knit matching gloves. So I could actually knit both the hat and the gloves.
Oh wow, you should do that.
Let's see.
So is this considered? Oh, they call it worsted.
And there are even some other patterns on here. But this is for their sport weight yarn. And this is a crochet sock. So for you crocheters out there, Knit Crate is I do know that they include crochet and knit patterns with their shipments. And this is another beautiful sock pattern that came with it. So even if it's $30 a month, it is totally worth it because you always get 2 skeins. I counted at least 4 patterns. It's a great deal. I see why people love it so much. And they included a tea sample.
Oh wow.
Is this blooming tea? No, they're just, oh, look at that. Wow. Nice. So, yeah, I'm a fan.
Wow.
I'm a fan. I didn't continue my membership. I may decide to pick it up again. But if you ever see it come across your Instagram feed for $5, jump on it. I think that's a really good deal.
It's a good try.
That's a really good deal. A couple of other things. Maybe about a month or 2 ago, Macintosh was doing a fundraiser to benefit the victims of the fires in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the color that was dyed up. It's called
pretty.
To Australia with Love. It's absolutely beautiful. So I chose 2 skeins on the Tosh Merino Light. And I think I want this to be a brioche shawl. I just had to figure out what color I want to do it with. Maybe a brown or a black. So we'll see. Yep. So I was excited about that. And then when I was on vacation, what's the yarn shop in Williamsburg?
Flying Needles.
Flying Needles. I love that shop. We've been talking about sparkly yarns, sequin yarns, and they had this new to me yarn from Lana Gatto, made in Italy. Palettes is the name, and as you can see, it's just got these itty bitty little sequins around it. So I thought this would be really fun to hold together with in a hat or whatever. So you choose which one you want. Gold. I wish they had rose gold. I knew you were gonna take this silk. Yeah.
Did you look it up and see if it comes in a rose gold?
I didn't, but it's possible. Isn't it pretty?
Yes. Wow.
Right. And it's so thin.
What the?
Well, think about it. You can have both if you want. I think I may have another one.
What do you mean you have another
I
one?
may have 2 of these. I can't remember how many I bought. But yeah, I'm into all things sparkly now.
I know.
I know. It's just so
Sparkle
fun to add
is
a
fun.
little pop of sparkle here and there. Yeah, so we'll decide. You could take 2, like I said. And then
Wow.
so I also purchased this book. This is Nancy Marchand's new book called Tuck Stitches, and as we know, she's the queen of brioche.
Yes, she is.
I made a promise to myself. I'm going to fully embrace and immerse myself in this book. So I've got to like page 8. I'm just reading every single page carefully because I really want to get it in my mind.
Are you making swatches along the way?
No, I'm not. That's actually a really good idea.
Well, guess who's doing this?
Who's that?
The fruity knitting.
Are
they called the fruity?
The Fruity Knitting Podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's doing it. He's working through that book
what
too.
An excellent idea.
And he's doing swatches, and he talked about his swatches on the last podcast.
I love it. Andrew, I'm going to follow.
Andrew,
I'm going
yes,
to do
that's
what
his
I know
name.
you guys don't watch.
Yeah.
But if you did, I'm going to follow your example. That's a great idea. The book is amazing. It's so well written. I'm not one for reading. I'm much more of a visual learner, but someone else mentioned, it wasn't Fruity Knitting, but someone else mentioned how amazing this book was. So I snatched it up.
Was
I
it
haven't
Stephen
been
West? Because
disappointed.
he sings her praises too.
I don't know. I can't remember. But there are patterns in here. Like I said, very well written. So there are other tuck stitches besides what you would see in a traditional brioche. And she takes you through all of those in a really easy to understand way.
Wow.
So I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I've been trying to read just maybe a page or two every other day. Yeah, so, and one last thing.
Okay.
One last epic thing that I treated myself to because I couldn't get it out of my head. So, Hohe's bags, and you had to take a sip of wine. So with then she did her first update of 2020. I treated myself to the rose gold. Look at that one bag.
Was that one always out there? Was it out there with the pewter?
Yeah, it was. It was. And this one actually came with this.
I don't know why I thought there was more rose gold to it. We're gonna have to wear her as matching.
I'm totally taking this to Montreal. Totally. Yes. Because
I have the pewter.
Right.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah. I think my theme for Montreal is going to be animal print and rose gold. So I don't plan on packing a lot of clothes because I need room for acquisition. It's my suitcase. So it's all got to match. It's all got to work, whatever I take.
So you said animal print and rose gold. Wow.
I know, right? At
least that's what it consists of.
I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. It's just...
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a theme already.
I do have a theme.
Oh, I'll have to come up with a theme too.
Which is why the color of my love note might change.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll see. We shall see. I have to do some.
But did you pull yarn for it yet?
Not yet.
Some possibilities? It's
hard to pull anything. My room is this is what you're seeing here is the best part of this room. It's chaos in here because I'm in a process of reorganizing.
She's under construction.
Under construction. My husband is putting together shelvings for me, and it's taking him forever. He's busy, I understand.
He is.
But I wanted to chop. Let's get it done. Yeah.
So what are those prim needles there?
Oh, so prim. Yeah, I did forget about that. I did get a couple of prim needles.
Did you get these at? You didn't get these at.
I didn't get these at Vogue because I was so tired. I wanted to go, but I just couldn't.
Those long.
Why did I get the long?
With those?
So
what are you planning on
this
doing
one
with those?
here is a US 7 4.5 millimeter 32 inch. So that's pretty.
Did
standard.
you get these from Joann's?
No, I got these from. I'm going to put it right down here because I cannot remember. I want to say Yarn Scout, but I don't think it was Yarn Scout. It was someplace I never ordered from before, but they had a good price, and I really want to try these as we're both having issues with our hands and our wrists.
Remember, we were going to go by there at Vogue.
I'll tell you where I got them from, and we can order some more.
I've seen them at Joann's, but I think I've only seen the straights. I have to look again. So the next time you're in there,
I thought I asked, why did you buy those long needles?
Why did you?
I haven't knit with straight needles in so long.
And you certainly haven't knit with 14-inch.
No, but you know, Hohe mostly works on straight needles. Did you know that?
I thought her mom did.
No, she does. She knits a lot on straight needles.
On those 14s like that?
Yeah, because she knits sweaters and cotton shawls and a lot of stuff. I just want my hands to feel better when I knit. I'm starting to have a lot of issues with, I don't know if it's carpal tunnel. I think I shared it once before. I have.
It's right.
Yeah, it's here, but it's also in the joints of my feet. So I don't know if it's the rheumatoid arthritis or if it's the the carpal tunnel, or a combination of both. It could be a combination of both. So anyway, I'm gonna give it a shot.
How do we get
This
in
is what
here?
I used to knit on years ago, back in the day. The aluminum boy needles. I know.
I see those coming,
but
in my intro to knitting classes, the students bring
I
them.
know,
And I was
you're
like,
cringing.
let me have them.
Yes.
Let me have them. No.
I do. I like this square here. It feels good.
I wonder how this.
I just don't know
I
about
think
this
Christina
plastic.
Chelsea yarn. She was going
She
to
got
stock them.
Oh, okay.
Look, the cable is nice.
So right. So the cable does not twist. That's definitely a plus.
And these are a 7. What
That's
do
a
we
7.
need to cast on?
I know. I'll figure out something.
But you don't remember where you got them from?
Oh, like I said, I'll put it down below if I didn't
Yarn
do it
Scout.
earlier.
I don't know if
I think you ordered something from Yarn Scout, and that's why it's in my head.
What?
Well, cannot remember, but I would definitely link to it in the
And
show
what
notes.
was the price point?
They were great. I think they were maybe under 15. Because so many places, like on Etsy, you could get them from independent salesmen, and you know they were overseas. So by the time you pay for shipping and the cost, it was just. So I did find someone in the U.S. who sells them. There's also Amazon, but I thought Amazon was a bit pricey too.
Yeah, Amazon was pricey.
So
and
I wasn't very pleased about that.
short of I don't know if Christina Chelsea Yarns got their shipment in yet. I was gonna maybe order some from them.
Yeah, that's.
But
great.
I've seen the
That's good to
straights. We
know.
need to check Joann's again for the circulars.
I'm gonna
because I saw those straight ones and I just
it's taking you back to
bypass
back in the
those.
day. I'm gonna give them a shot. I'm gonna give it a try. We'll see.
But I'd be interested in trying these.
Trying to keep some
Oh,
water in here.
let's see. So I don't know if I showed you or even mentioned them, but the little flexi flips.
Yes.
Well, Hiya makes them too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the original maker?
Addie.
Gotcha.
So I did get a pair for sock knitting.
Mm-hmm.
They're 9 inches. No, these are not even it. I knit them off.
Okay.
So I don't even have them
used your
with me.
hat. I think.
Yeah.
Where did you leave them on the table in the room?
Yeah, but I bought size 0s
Oh, okay.
for the tubes. Because
Okay.
remember we said the ones are
Yeah.
not the same gauge.
Are these zeros? What is
Those are probably 1.5.
Okay.
But those are knit picks.
Nice. They
But
feel
yeah,
great.
so I'm gonna try those. It's
Okay,
3 of them, and
okay.
they're 9 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing is, I like to have cable or more real estate.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of run out. They're kind
Definitely.
of like bunched up, and
Yeah,
I'm afraid
yeah.
they're gonna fall off. So that's
Right,
why I
right.
went back to this. But maybe I'll get the hang of it
Right.
and use it on the other end of the sock.
That's
But
good
yeah.
to know. Good to know. So the only other thing we can chit. Oh, one last acquisition I want to share with you is actually from
Just
Dollar
one
Tree.
last acquisition.
From Dollar Tree. So while I was on vacation in Williamsburg, I went to the Dollar Tree because I like to see what different stores have at different locations, because not all Dollar Trees are created equal, if you don't know.
No, they're not.
So as I say, I'm in a process of reorganizing my craft room. So I'm always looking for inexpensive storage solutions. So look at these that I found at Dollar Tree. Look at that. It even came with the little what do you call this? The little
It's a
stabilizer.
floor, yeah.
Look at that. $1.
And do you have the different?
So that's the one that says love. So they come individually. Oh, so I've
That
got
one's
2 of these.
love.
This one's loves. This is how they'll come packaged. They're
They come in
is
different
this the
colors
same
too.
color? Okay, this is the same color. So this is oh no, this is gray. This is gray love.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Mm-hmm. And I also got this
It's
one
like what,
here.
3 or 4 colors?
Yeah, and then so I gotta show you. Want to pull up the picture of the whole set? So and then this one has the gold stars. So I was telling Arthella about it, and so actually I came home from vacation. I said I gotta check my Dollar Tree out because I took the last 3 that the store had in Williamsburg. My Dollar Tree didn't have them at all. I looked at others around the area, could not find them, so I said I'm gonna go on to dollartree.com and see if they sell them there, and they did, but you had to buy the entire case of them. So it was a case of 20.
Case of 20 for
a
$20.
case of 20 for $20. So you get, of course, they're $1 each. So I bought a case, and in the case you get a variety of colors. So you get the tan, you get the gray, you get the pink,
and there's
like a minty green color, and they're so amazing. I think, and the quality, I'm just like blown away.
What were these called?
Storage. Just start typing in storage, and that should be one of the first things that pop up. But I thought that this was just an absolute steal of a deal. And they're gonna definitely come in handy. Not just here in the craft room, but in other parts.
So they store, so the size. So if you have the IKEA storage bin configuration, they're smaller to fit in that opening. However, Target has a unit that fits perfect.
Oh, really?
Because these what are these, like 11?
Yeah.
They're and I think IKEA are like 13. But yeah, I found a storage unit at Target with that same size opening that'll fit perfect. I can't find them.
I need the larger ones. As you can see, even the ones I have in this bin here that you're looking at, they're a bit small. I mean, those came from Walmart, so I really like the ones IKEA has. So I'll just cut a picture off the website, and I'll insert it here so you can see all the colors. But yeah, check it out, dollartree.com, and if your store will accept online orders, then you can have it shipped to your store, and the shipping is free.
Yeah, the shipping is free.
Otherwise, you'll pay to have them ship it to you, and you'll pay a little bit extra. But
yeah, if we thought about it, we could have shared
we really could, but we didn't pay.
We could have shared a case. Well,
shared a case. You're right.
Yeah, because it's like, how many did we say? 20? It's like, are we really? I'm going to be sharing mine with someone.
I will be stuffing every last one with something. And I may have to go back and order, and I have so much stuff.
I have a few extra if you run out. So.
I probably will. So. I can't wait till it's all done. I'm really looking forward to lots of warm, crafty evenings in here.
Yes.
Yeah. So the last thing we want to chit chat about is our planning. Anything new in your planning world?
No, just trying to consistently, plan.
Yeah.
I'm still used to keeping things in my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sat down the other day and put some stickers in my my skinny mini.
Okay.
And getting there.
Good. I've been consistently planning. Wednesday is my health and fitness planning day. I kind of missed a couple of days in January that I didn't do it, but I'm back on track again for February. And basically what I've been doing is just writing out my exercise days, what days I want to do cardio, what days I want to do strength. And even though I don't always do it on the days that I planned on doing it, just putting it down just keeps it in my mind that this is a goal you have before you, and you need to get it done. I also put down ideas for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that's been working out good, and that just transfers over into the grocery list. So that's what last week's planning, health and fitness planning spread looks like.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
And I think I did this week's already. Let's see here what this week's looks like. Sometimes I'll go back and check off the things that I actually wrote in that I was actually able to do, and that's
good.
really gratifying. So this is the planning spread, health and wellness planning spread for this week coming up. I have yet to fill it in, but that's the color scheme we're going with this week. Somebody's playing some loud music out there. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it.
Good.
I am.
It looks good.
Enjoying it. Yeah, and I still have to put my rose gold rings in here for my planner here. And I was going to share a spread that I did. This was this is this week's spread. I didn't care for that. I thought it was a bit too busy.
It was busy. Let's
It
see.
was busy. You want to see it?
You got a little carried away,
I
huh?
got a little carried away because
Oh my
normally
gosh.
what I'll do is I'll start out with the washi
Uh-huh.
tape,
And
because
then come back.
in the Big Happy Planner there are no
it doesn't look
separations on the page.
Oh,
So
right.
if you want to separate it out, you gotta do it some kind of way. So it's busy. It is busy. I
It's
had
pretty,
fun
though.
doing it. It is pretty. Not one of my favorites, but yeah. So I did want to share with you one that was a favorite of mine from last. I think I showed this one already. This was a fun one. This is the one I did. That's a bit darker than what I usually do. But this was the week when Kobe and his daughter and the others were killed in the helicopter crash, and I was just feeling a bit solemn, and so that's what inspired this spread here. Yep, definitely. I know a lot of people like neutrals, but I do tend to like more bright and vibrant colors. But I just was looking through my sticker book and I said, I think it's going to be black and gold.
That's pretty
That
enough.
week. Yeah, I did. I thought it was really pretty. Yeah. So that's where I am in planning. I think I may have purchased some more stickers.
You might have.
I might have.
I
think
did.
you
I
might
purchased
have.
the what's it
bloom
called?
box.
Look, I don't even know what I got.
The bloom box from the Happy Planner. I'm regretting not
Planner
getting that.
bloom box.
Mhm.
So that consisted of a storage box, which I
Yeah.
did need the storage box,
Mm-hmm.
but it also had 3
I think it's
sticker
4.
books. I think it was 3.
Okay.
3 sticker books of florals.
And you got the coupon for 20. You got the discount at 20% off.
Oh yeah, it was discounted.
Mm-hmm, which was great. That was a steal.
And so what else came with the? Was it just the
I think
storage
it was
box
just
and
the
the
storage
stickers?
box and the stickers. Yeah.
Yeah. So I put everything. You know, I have
Mhm.
everything stored now in the box, so that's
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah. So I think that the decorative aspect is something that draws you to wanting to just getting into as a crafter, getting into planning anyway. Oh, this is something I can craft a little bit too. But like my friend Samantha was telling me, the key is not to get caught up in the stickers and in the fun part of it, but to actually plan with a purpose, with intention. So yeah,
that's true.
that's the thing. That's the thing.
I have all the things now.
Right,
It's
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I'll get more into it.
Mm-hmm.
I
I think once you have your first session where you're with someone and helping you, and then you actually, because everybody's planning is different. It depends on what you're trying to do, your goals are. I'm a super busy person, so I've got a lot going on between work and then with my health and just trying to keep everything together. I feel like I have to write it down, because otherwise we'll be ordering Chinese food every night.
right.
Yeah, I like being able to plan out the meals, and
Well, I just feel like it just still works well within, my memory.
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, it's a thing.
but it helps that, you get the appointment reminders from the doctors, because,
Mhm.
keeping track of 2, appointments, not only for myself, but for Anselma
Exactly,
too.
exactly.
And it's like, well, yeah, my appointment's at 10:45. And then you get that call the day before, your
Mhm.
appointment's at 4. So I
Yes, I've done
appreciate
that.
those
Mhm.
reminders.
sure.
But it does help, you know, so I can see where it helps me. Like I made an appointment this morning. When is the appointment? The 19th. What time? I forgot. See, and
yeah,
I didn't have my planner near me, and I said, "Oh, well, I'll put it in the planner." Let's see, I forgot to put it in there.
You know what? That reminds me of something. It happens to me if I'm at work and I make an appointment, I've got like Post-it notes, of course, on my desk. I have to write it down when she's talking, and sometimes I have to ask her again, "Can you tell me again what the date was?" Because just that quick, it'll fly out of my head.
Yeah, I know the appointment is Wednesday the 19th. Because Anzelma has one Tuesday the 18th. What time is
I know. See, a lot of times I've had to call back.
Morning or afternoon? I said morning, please. It'll come to me.
Yeah,
but I can call them back.
You can call back. Another thing that helps is because I don't always want to. I do carry my planner with me to work every day.
You carry that one?
I carry it in my tote bag. The fitness planner does not come with me. It stays on a dining room table, open, so I can just look at it and refer to it. But I also like to keep a notepad in my purse.
I do that
and
too.
I picked these up when we were on vacation. How pretty is that?
Oh, that's really pretty.
Isn't that pretty? Look, you never believe where I got these from. Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel has some cute stuff.
They're not just for pancakes.
They are not.
They are. I even bought.
They're little sharp.
Look
at you.
And the pen to match.
I love going in Cracker Barrel.
So this is something I can just drop in my purse. It is super sparkly and super, super glam. I couldn't resist. So of course I got you one too.
Oh gee.
I can't believe I almost forgot. So that's yours. Is that green enough?
It's green. Look at this.
So it can go with you on the go, or you can just, if you have a little table where you write things.
Yeah, where you write.
I'm gonna keep this on my nightstand. Or yes,
because I have some nice little things on my nightstand. Thank you so much.
Welcome. So you're all about the sparkles today.
I am sparkly.
You are sparkly today. So yeah, that's gonna go in my purse. I may even make a little pouch for it. I know, right? Because we can.
Yes, we can.
We can. All right. One last thing that someone asked us to talk about, we'll close out on this note, is someone said, "Why don't you guys talk about the wine you're drinking?" We usually have wine with every podcast, either tea or wine, depending on the day.
A beverage. We have a beverage.
We have a beverage. So today we are having wine.
We're having wine.
I've been picking out the wine for the past couple of times.
You've
been doing amazing. So this is a new to me Cardinal from San Antonio Winery. Cardinal is the name of the wine, and it's described as an American wine, a sweet red American wine. I normally don't go for the sweet wines. I prefer I like sweet. Yeah, she likes sweet. I like dry. I like a good dry blend.
A dry blend, not a sweet blend, but there are dry blends.
There are yeah. So like a Cabernet or a Merlot can be considered like a drier wine, but I like it when the grapes are blended. You can get some really interesting. Ray and I have really been into the blends here lately. So, but this is described as a fruity. Let me find out where it says. They're an award-winning winery, family-owned, spanning 4 generations. And it says Cardinal is a dark, sweet red wine with lovely aromas of ripe berries, and we can testify that that's true.
It's really nice.
It says chill and serve, refreshing. Chill and serve, refreshingly unique wine with your favorite dishes. It's delicious, and it's not syrupy sweet. I found this to be quite delightful, even though it's
Rivoli Family American Winery of the Year, 2018.
Yeah, so it's an
award-winning enthusiast.
Yeah, it's an award-winning wine. Yes, but today, yes, we're having Cardinal Sweet American Red, and it's delish.
It is.
Yeah, it's really good. Good
Yay,
job.
I did good.
Good job. You did good.
Well, actually, the guy at the
You got a
wine
guy,
store.
right.
Yeah, I have a guy.
You
He
got a
says
guy.
sweet, right? And I'm like, yes.
Oh, okay. He already knows.
Yeah, he
nice.
knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's important too. You know, if you want to get into wines, and you know everybody's palate is different. You know what you like. If you find a really good shop and a really good person who's knowledgeable, they can hook you up, and you can get on your way to some.
Yeah, just like your favorite yarn shop, or your favorite
dyer.
Sewing shop, or your favorite dyer, or planners.
Yeah, I go. Goodness. Yeah.
Yep, there are folks out there, makers.
Yeah, and wine. When you think about maker, that is a craft all on
That's
its
a craft.
own. If the world of wine is this big, I probably know that much. But I find it so interesting and fascinating, and I'm looking forward to learning more.
Good.
And tasting more.
Yes, tasting is always good.
Right. Awesome.
So, did you want to share your beauty
product I do.
real quick?
We'll share our beauty product real quick. So, keep it with the face theme. We've done moisturizers and cleansers. So next up is your foundation, if you choose to wear one. And my foundation of choice is by It Cosmetics. It
Cosmetics.
It Cosmetics, and it is called Bye Foundation. It's described as a full coverage moisturizer, but it's oil free, and it gives a matte finish, and it has an SPF sunscreen protection of 50+.
Wow.
Yes. I have extremely oily skin in the T-zone. I also have large pores.
It's like a mousse.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's more like it's a cream.
Yes, not mousse.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, cream.
It's creamy.
Yeah.
It's creamy.
Mine is.
And I apply it by using a what do you call the little teardrop sponge? A sponge applicator.
Oh yeah, the what are those called? Oh, is that
called sponge
Yeah.
applicators? And I wet it.
Like...
I like to wet mine. And because I don't like a lot of foundation, I just want enough just to give me a smooth surface. So I find that by wetting the applicator, I'm just adding just a teeniest bit of water to the foundation, and it just helps it to spread.
Right.
Because
so
I do find that this dries quickly too, so I'm working really quickly with the sponge applicator.
Now, where do you find this?
QVC. Yep, I get most of my.
Well, how did you know what color?
I took a chance. And this is my second time purchasing. I used up the other one, and the last time I purchased the Honey Rich, they sold out of the Honey Rich, so I chose the Rich. I do prefer the Honey Rich. I think it's a bit warmer. But this is okay. It'll do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the one I use is a Lancome.
Okay.
It is oil free, but it's not a matte. So I think I'm gonna go back into Ulta and see if
I think Ulta has It Cosmetics.
You do?
I do. Yeah, I think Sephora does too.
Okay.
I believe they do. I thought the price point was pretty good. You know, QVC, they always get these exclusive deals because it also came with a pressed powder, so I can finish off with the pressed powder if I choose to. Yeah.
So I'm trying to gain control of the. I never thought I had oily skin, so
It changes,
I guess
though,
now
as you get older.
I'm oily in certain areas. So you gave me a recommendation for a primer.
Yes.
A primer that I'm going to try. And I did try a primer on my eyelids for my eye makeup today, which was Bare Minerals primer.
It's hanging in there.
And wow, it did.
Yeah, your shadow is in. Yeah, it's still on there. Yeah.
So that seemed to work well. And hopefully this primer will help cut down on the sheen.
Yeah.
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 But yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Right. So
Did
that's
we
it.
cover
I
it
think we
all?
covered it all.
Did we?
We did. We did. I believe so. Even the dollar store we've gone from.
Okay, so the next time, let's see, 2 weeks from now, we'll go into March.
Yes.
So between now and then, we'll be headed to
Newport
News for the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Conference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll
I'm
have.
so glad you remember. That's a mouthful. I was like,
so we'll have stories.
Yeah. This is my first time at a quilt conference.
Me too. Wow. This is going to be a lot to see.
Yes,
I can't wait to see.
I have a goal of creating a wearable quilted outfit. Something quilted. I don't know if it's going to be a dress number 1 with just the bodice quilted, or if it's what it's going to be. But I'm going to, yes. It may just end up being a cowl. But
I got to show you this coat that I saw that was quilted.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't even know there was such a thing as wearable quilted.
Well, you know they're having that fashion show Thursday. So
we can do that when we finish.
We're going to wrap this up and
get to planning.
Acquire our transportation.
Yeah. Definitely. So thank you so much for joining us for another episode. And we'll see you again in about 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah, because 2 weeks will be
2 weeks
in at the Quilt Festival that weekend. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you in a few weeks.
Unless you want a podcast next week.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see
as soon as we can. How about that?
Keep knitting kitten.
Yeah, keep
kittens
making, keep
on
sewing.
your Felix, making, sewing, cooking,
planning,
gardening.
Oh, gardening,
baking. Whatever you love to do.
And let us know what you're doing in a Ravelry group. We want to hear it all.
Hear all about
it.
We
want to hear all about it.
Yes.
Yes. So we'll see you again.
Okay.
All right.
Happy making.
Yes.
Bye.